Good evening, everyone. This is Henry Gambell with SimplerOptions.com, and in tonight's free video, I wanted to point out a couple of charts that we have been trading, a couple I think that still have opportunity. So in Boeing, this is just one that you hate to think that anything is a sure thing, but if by any chance you got to buy it on a discount on Monday, I think it looks good for that lifetime high up there at 374. Came up to it just shy of it today. Paused a little bit and may have a little bit of action back and forth, but what I like looking at is this fresh 130-minute squeeze. So off of that type of a pattern, I would look for it to clear that old high and then come up into the 1272 extension of this move. So I think you've got a little bit higher prices in Boeing, and depending on what your intention is with it, if you're a little bit longer duration, I think you can just buy Boeing and hold on. But even for the short-term trader, I think there's a little bit higher prices in there, and ultimately, maybe next week or the week after, I'd like to see it up into 380, and I will definitely be looking to swing trade that. A couple others that are still coiled and I think still have good opportunity, one of which is Vive. You've got this one that's up 2% today, but the best thing I think I can point out in these situations, and just how I like to use the squeeze, because a lot of times people will look to these and say, well, it's up here at this new high. Have I already missed the move? And what I will have you come back and reference is ask, has this squeeze fired? Because this is a good signal that will show you an expansion of price movement, expansion of volatility, and with that signal have yet to fired, I think you still have potential for upside. Another place where we had this same discussion this week was in TDOC, because we started pursuing the position while the signal was forming, kind of building into it down in this area, and when you start to get your bid up into here, you'll have a lot of people asking the same questions. Remember that when these highs were made in here, these too were new lifetime highs. Well, the signal didn't fire until today. What was that? Another, solid $6 or $7 in the move, depending on exactly where you quote it from. So, looking at these and trying to think there's more room left is just very helpful to look at the signal. And then one last one that can be a little choppy, but I think if you give it enough time, will look good to come up here and at least test this 165 high, if not blow through it, and that's VMware. So you've got a weekly signal that suggests higher prices are on the way. You've got a daily that's been a little back and forth, as I mentioned, kind of a choppy name, but if you're coming into it with some short puts or maybe some longer dated call options, I think that'll be a good name. So I hope that helps, gives you a couple different places to focus on as you get into your trading next week. And I also wanted to make sure that you were aware of the free webinar that John is going to be doing next week. So this is going to be on Tuesday afternoon at 7 p.m. Central Time. He's going to be going over some of the strategies that he's been using to pinpoint profits in the current market, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope that's helpful. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you at the next update.